In this video, I will show you how to level up your sorcerer in under 2 hours to max level and max renown. We will start with the skill rotation and end with the best quest paths and a brief overview which dungeons give you the most value early on, mixed with some general tips to prevent costly mistakes. Now, let's just go! I have created this cheat sheet for you that you can keep open while you play the game, so you don't have to switch around or just pause the video so you can take a look at it. We will only go over it briefly because it's pretty much self-explanatory. So what's maybe a bit different than in other guides you have seen, I am starting with Arclash. This is the melee attack of the sorcerer, and that scales really well early on, and it's way faster than all the other basic attacks. Trust me in this one. And then we are going into Chain Lightning. It received a slight nerf, but it's still really good. We are pumping it up. Important is that the greater Chain Lightning is giving additional damage if it bounces off you, so you have to position yourself so the Chain Lightning actually has the chance to bounce off you for the additional damage. Then we are going into Ice Armor, which allows us the tankiness that we need, and the enhanced Ice Armor gives us the mana regeneration that we need to cast Chain Lightning more often. Then we're going into Teleport to have a bit more mobility and get out of hairy situations. And then we need Flame Shield. As every class, we need a spell that is giving us Unstoppable, so we can get out of heavy CC. And this is what Flame Shield functions as. Then we can put an additional point into Chain Lightning, so we are then able to unlock the Hydra. And with the Hydra, we are going into Enhanced Hydra and then into Invoked Hydra, which means if we are doing a critical hit, the Invoked Hydra will also gain critical crits for a while. And once we are at this point, you can see the red star right here, which means at this point we need to respec out of the Arclash, which was really good early on, but now we actually want to have Spark, Enhanced Spark, and Glinting Spark, which allows us to get more crit rate to proc into the Invoked Hydra. Then afterwards, after the respec, we are filling up the Hydra in the next levels, and then we are going with a Line the Elements. So now that we are having a ranged basic attack, if we are playing correctly, we are almost never getting hit by any elites, but if we are getting hit, this skill allows us to only take 50% damage off the elite. So it's just amazing. It's a must-have there. And then afterwards, we're just filling up with Chain Lightning. Yeah, and that's how you do the early game on the sorcerer, quick and dirty. So now that we know the correct skill order, we are only missing the enchantment slot, which I have two different recommendations for you based on if you're playing hardcore or softcore. In hardcore, I would recommend using Flame Shield, as this allows you to access to a cheat death by allowing you to die once every 120 seconds. And this is really good if you're like new to the game and you want to experience hardcore, or you just enjoy a more safer gameplay, so it's not that crazy of a feeling. And you're not missing out on that much 1v1 damage, but you're missing out on a bit of AoE clear speed. And this is due to my recommendation in softcore. I would really recommend putting Fireball enchantment into the slot, which allows your fireballs, if you're doing a kill, to do 50% AoE damage at no mana cost with your Hydra. And if you're going with this route, you are the trash mobs, they will just explode. Once you get the first kill on a trash mob, they will just go pew 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 pew. And it has a really good clear speed, so if you're experienced in hardcore, you should also play Fireball. If you want to be a bit more safe, then go for the Flame Shield as an enchantment. And it's really important that at level 15, when enchantments are unlocking, you are doing the quest for it. Really important. You can find it if you're going onto the map. To be able to actually reach the goal of max level in under 2 hours, we need to go over some general rules. So I have 8 rules that you need to follow besides the level path that we will discuss later. So important is you gather all herbs you can find from bushes. Even if you have to walk like a little farther, it's important. We need those herbs really, they're really important. On ores, on the other hand, you only collect those if they're in your direct pathway. So if you need to make a too much of a too long pathway where there's no monsters, don't pick up ores. Uncover unknown areas by always walking right. If you have a crossing, this consistently helps you to learn the maps a lot faster than if you're going left, right, wherever. Like, if you don't know yet where you have to go, always go right to uncover a map. This consistency is really important. And don't, please, and this is number 4, don't stop to kill small groups of trash mobs. Try to bring them along into bigger fights so you have a higher effective DPS uptime. So no small mobs killing, try to group them with elites and kill them this way. If you're not able to switch gears while walking, do it only after dungeon completion to not interrupt your game flow. This is really important. Most people lose insane amounts of time because whenever they get like one new piece, they are already comparing it and then they stop moving and they keep standing still. Don't do this. Either do it at the end of a dungeon when you have a bunch of loot, or if you're able to do it while walking, then feel free to do it whenever. And then number 6. At level 10, you need to go to the main city, Kaya Rush, and upgrade your potion at the Alchemist. So this is really important because this will give you more health. And at level 20, you go there again and upgrade your potion. And what's also important is don't forget to collect your renown rewards. You can see them on the map by pressing W. It's really important because you will get 2 additional skill points from this. This is also why the cheat sheet is going up to level 22 and not to level 20. So here you can see now the second cheat sheet I made for you, and this is actually the level path. And this path is unique because it will get you to level 20 in less than 2 hours, and you will have more than 900 renown, so you're getting the 2 additional skill points, which is, I think, one of the best ways to do it, because this allows you to have way more freedom in testing and stuff. So let's go over it really quickly. The map basically has numbers on it. You just follow the numbers, which is pretty easy. If I have a circle right here, this means you actually have to go to the circle to uncover the area to get the renown. And wherever you see the E is an event. So whenever you pass by a spot where there is an E, you can do the event or look for it. Or if you're close, you can look for it. So events is something you should always take. And something else that you should always do is actually have an EXP pot up running from the Alchemist. And the Alchemist is here in the main town on this bubble right there. So always have it up. The pods give you 5% additional experience. And of course, if you're doing this level guide with more players, this is also better because group play gives you additional experience as well. So now let's go for it. So we are starting right here. There's instantly an event and an altar. You take both. Then at 2, you're taking the next altar. Then you move all the way down here. And at number 3, you're taking the waypoint, and there's also a quest. This quest leads you all the way up to level 4 right here, where you can then finish the quest. And then you can go to 5 and finish the dungeon. Then you do the next dungeon at 6. And then at level 7, we are having an event, an altar, and a dungeon. So you complete all of those. Then you go up here and take the next altar at 8. And then at 9, we're having some more fun actually to do, because you overtake your first stronghold, you take the additional waypoint, and you take the altar, and you can complete the dungeon right here. And then I would also recommend, whenever you're at a waypoint, to recycle your stuff, so trash your items that you don't need. Then we are going up. If you're feeling really frisky, you can do a little check here and also grab the event. Then you go over here, you take the red circle, then you walk right there to number 10 and take the altar. And then you move back to number 11, you finish this dungeon, then you finish dungeon number 12 right here. Then you do dungeon number 13. Then you do dungeon number 14, and while you're walking from 13 to 14, you can check the event. You could also go from 12 to check event 13, 14. Like whenever you're close to an event, it's worth checking for it. Then right here in the circle, it's important that you uncover this area. And then at level 15, at the waypoint, you get 2 additional quests, and you can take this altar right here. Then you go back to level 16. On the way, of course, you're going to check for the event. Then at 16, you're grabbing the altar. Then at 17, it's important that you firstly finish the quest and secondly uncover the red circle right here for the renown. And as always, check for the event. And then at 18, you take the altar and finish the dungeon. And then at 19, you take the event, and also important, the campfire for extra experience. And then at level 20, you can walk past the event. You finish the quest right there. Then you move a little down here, take the altar. Then you go to the right, you take this altar. And then at 23, you can finish the dungeon, take another altar. And at 24, you finish the quest and dungeon, and you're all set. And you should be level 20 with more than 900 renown. And yeah, it's really that simple. And if you want to see this guide played, I will be streaming everything on hardcore, so you can feel free to drop by Twitch and just ask any questions that you have. And yeah, it would be nice meeting you. Cheers, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this in-depth guide for the best level up strategies. And if this is not your class, I have made guides for all 5 classes, so check one of those videos right here and enjoy the class you like the most. Or maybe if you want to test out multiple classes, this is the best way to do it. Cheers.